Boom. Hello everybody, welcome back to today's video on this lovely January evening. Speaking of January, it's a month of new beginnings. Shout out my old assignments right here. It's a picture of myself back in the day, bro. You are not hard at all. But yeah, speaking of January, we have our New Year's resolutions. Month of new beginning, a lot of people do their New Year's resolutions. However, the success rates are a bit alarming, okay? So you see in the first week, about 23% of people fail their resolution. In the first month, you see people getting to about 64% failing, and then you see it kind of just keeps declining. Shout out to people in the green, about 9 or 8% of the population actually do achieve their goal. Also shout out the InsideOutMastery.com for this information. But obviously, as you can see, that a lot of times these New Year's resolutions don't last very long. Down here, you can see the reasons people give, such as losing motivation, making up 35%, being too busy, shifts in goals and priorities, and this final 28% is just other reasons. So I do have a hypothesis for what I think those reasons are, but I'll say that in a second. Then you have down here little Saturday morning cartoon style. I'll break it down for you all. You essentially see the exercise bike looking magnificent, ready to be exercised on. However, once May comes around, it becomes cluttered, and obviously it doesn't apply as a person failed their New Year's resolution. Then down here you have this little cartoon, kind of like some like political cartoon you'd see. Some I'd see on maybe like a math or history test. I don't know about y'all. My teachers would put like memes in their tests back in the day. I saw a few of those. But you can read that right there. I actually don't know how to read, so I'll let y'all read that one. Then you can see right here, 28% of people, other reasons. My hypothesis is that people set goals that are too ambitious, and they set goals that are almost too trivial, or are not super foundational, and are not stuff you can easily be consistent and repeatable with. And when they don't see progress, they often quit, and I often quit, It's not just, I'm not speaking to y'all, this is from my personal experience as well. So, in order to remedy this, I'm giving you all 3 habits of success you can easily repeat. You'll see real progress, and you can actually add these to New Year's resolutions as you go into 2025. It's a few days January already, but you can always still adapt and change. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to give you basically what the habit is, how you can do that habit, and then why you should do that habit. My habits each hit 3 distinct categories. So the first category is your body, how you can upgrade your body, and how you can live a life that is positive towards your body. My second thing is going to be the mind. Obviously, we know the mind is very important, building your mind up. And then the third one, this one's often underrated, but it's building the connection between your body and your mind, so that you're really like one unit, So I'm going to get into this right now. For the first habit of success, starts now. Boom. Number 1, exercise. So exercise, I don't need to be up here like Thomas Edison or Alexander Graham Bell or someone to act like I just made a groundbreaking discovery. I think we all know exercise is very important. And it's a very important thing. It's kind of just how you take care of your body, how you show love to your body. I think I spent a lot of my life really not giving the care to my body or love to my body. I kind of just thought, hey, we're spiritual beings, having a physical experience. Let me just disregard my body. All I need to worry about is my mind and my soul. But in reality, we're given our bodies to take care of. Our body is the vessel which we experience the world in. And you really want to take care of it because you only get one. And it's what's entrusted to us. And if you want to make your body feel really good, because our bodies are not supposed to be sitting down all day behind TV screens, on their phones or whatever. Our bodies want to be moving. They want to be active as they've been for thousands and thousands of years. So it's very important that you exercise it. It'll make your body feel a lot better. Our bodies are meant to be moved and to be exercised. That's why we have them. So if you're able to, I would highly recommend exercising. I mean, even if you're not able to, I feel like there's always a way you can exercise. Honestly, think of it kind of like a dog, for example. Like if you have a pet dog, you're going to want to walk them because when you walk your dog, they feel happy. And they're in a good mood. Think of your body as the same way. You want to treat your body and love your body. And the greatest way you can love your body is by exercising it. So there's a lot of ways you can exercise it. This is the part where I kind of give you the ways to do it. Hiking is one that I really love doing. I'm a big enjoyer of hiking, kind of just walking. The nature here looks really nice. Hiking is obviously good for your body. You get your heart rate up a little bit, moving. You don't even have to be like running. You can really just walk, and that's good for your body. And you can see like nature as well. Being out in nature just makes you happier, I feel like, as well. And also like, I would hopefully you're combining all 3 of these things. I'm going to explain what all these pictures represent. But if you're doing like weight training and you want to take rest days, because rest days are very important, hiking is a great way to do it. So I would highly recommend hiking. Good first date idea. I mean, not first date, but a good date idea. A good if you want to go read a book. Good if you want to just look at nature, but also good if you're exercising as well. Do you see in the middle right here? You have basketball or just playing any sport. It can be soccer, baseball, whatever sport you like playing that keeps your body active. Recreationally or however you want to do this. The picture I chose was of Kelly Oubre Jr. The reason why I chose a picture of him is because a lot of people say I look like him. I don't personally see the comparison, but I was taking it as a compliment, you know. I'm sure he's a great player. But yeah, a lot of people do say I look like him. But obviously, exercise is really good. Helps you fit that cardio. If like me, you're not really a big running guy or cardio guy, playing a sport is a great way to do it. So I would highly recommend this is a way of exercising. And then last but not least, you have obviously like weightlifting. And speaking of guys who I look like, Ronnie Coleman. A lot of people say I do look like Ronnie Coleman in terms of my physique. I don't personally see it. I think I'm a bit bigger than him, but let me just here. I'll actually show y'all for the stream. Here's his physique right here. See, I think Ronnie Coleman, he's making good progress, but he just needs to maybe improve his training a bit to really get on my level. But shout out Ronnie Coleman for the image. Shout out for the image. But yeah, weight training is a great way to train your body to be disciplined and to kind of push it to the limit. So I would highly recommend doing weight training as well. And if you combine all these things, you can really take the best care of your body, because you only get one body in your life, and you want to really love and appreciate your body and give it everything that it needs to become the best body it can possibly be. So boom, that's the body taken care of. Reading, okay? This is the mind portion right here. Reading is the way you strengthen your mind. I kind of have spent most of my life not really being a big reader when I was younger, maybe second grade, third grade. I was a big reader, read all the time. But kind of as you get older and life starts to become a bit more complicated, you introduce yourself to more stimulation like social media and stuff like that. You kind of get away from reading. And honestly, I found myself even a few months ago, like I tried to open a book for my class because I'll just like try to find summaries or audiobooks or whatever. But I couldn't really find one for this specific book, and I had to like present it to my group for a project. And I actually opened the book and I got like a page in. I'm just like, bro, I can't do this. I don't have the attention span to do this. And that kind of was a wake up call for me a bit. And recently I really got back in more to reading, and I really learned to love reading, because reading it's a great way to improve your mind. Obviously, once again, like the exercise, I'm not going to go super in detail about how it benefits you. I think everyone knows these things benefits you, or you can do your own independent research. But reading, it helps you with your empathy. It helps you create images in your mind. It helps you think. It helps you create inferences, build connections. It helps your attention span. It helps your stimulation baseline. There's so many ways reading helps you, so I would highly recommend it. And that's just the ways that actual active reading helps you. I'm not even talking about the content of the books, because you can learn so much from stories and from the stuff you read in books. But if you're just trying to get into reading like me, maybe you haven't read in a while, I'm actually going to give you some reading suggestions. So this is actually kind of like a bonus thing. I'm going to give you all some reading suggestions to get back into reading. So these are just the books, as you can see, are some books that I've personally have read that have really helped me get back into reading. I recommend starting out with one of these books right here. And I think fiction is also a good way to get into reading, because fiction is a lot more engaging than like nonfiction, for example. But you want to read both. But when you're first starting out, I think fiction is a good way to go. These books are all pretty short books, and they're all pretty easy books to read. Fahrenheit 451 and Siddhartha are two books I recommend reading. They're very simple books in terms of the language. They're not written in Old English or Shakespearean English. They're easy to get into. They're very short. They have a cohesive story. I would definitely look at these as good books to read. They'll help you think. And then once you read that, I'd recommend reading Picture of Dorian Gray. It's a bit harder, but it's really not that hard. I read it in about 3 or 4 days. It was just a really enthralling book to me. Very interesting book. It is an older book, and it's like a classic book, so you do have to maybe Google a few words, but it's actually pretty easy to read, and you can definitely understand it, even if you're a new reader. So these are 3 books I recommend. And you do want to get your nonfiction in there as well. Meditation by Marcus Aurelius is a life-changing book. It's a book I really enjoyed. I recommend reading that one. For all these books right here, because they're all like a lot of them are classic books, you do want to make sure you have like a good translation. For meditation especially, because it's a book that was, I believe, written in Latin originally. There's a lot of different translations of it. There's some that are like Old English, where it said like thou and thy. But you can also get some like modern versions that are like very simplified and kind of just put it in normal English. So I'd recommend getting one of the newer ones, especially if you're just getting into reading. But these are all some books I'd recommend reading. My current routine of reading is when I first wake up in the morning, I'll do my meditation, and then I'll start just reading like a nonfiction book, usually like meditations, or I read Siddhartha too, because it's like kind of like improvement based. And then in the nighttime, I'll read like my fiction, like my Dorian Gray, my Fahrenheit 451, those type of books. But these are the books I'd really recommend to start out, because they'll get you involved in the reading. But if you don't want to read these type of books, I recommend just try to read something you're interested in. If you're a big football fan or basketball fan or fan of whatever, cars, whatever you are, I'll just read a book about that, because that'll help you at least learn how to read again and help your brain get into that reading mindset. Then you can move on to like the books that are like really advanced stories and are like classics, for example, like The Picture of Dorian Gray. This book is amazing. Picture of Dorian Gray. All these books are really good, but Picture of Dorian Gray especially is a great book. Then you can see our boy LeBron James reading in the middle. LeBron James is a scholarly reader, as we all know. So if you really want to become intelligent, you got to read like LeBron James does. And this helps you build your mind and helps you become more empathetic, become a better thinker, become harder to control. And I would really recommend reading. And if you do these things consistently, I'm telling you, you will see progress. I'm already seeing progress. Like my attention span is a lot better. I just feel like I'm a lot smarter now. I can think through things a lot more clearly, and I just really enjoy reading. I would recommend you all getting to reading as well. But boom, we have the mind and we have the body both taken care of. Obviously, these are not completely taken care of. Obviously, you're gonna do other things besides reading. You want to do other things besides exercise, take care of your body and your mind. But these are like kind of the core skills, I'd say. But you do want to focus on building the connection between the two. You want to make sure it's a cohesive unit. And the best way to do this is through mindfulness meditation. There's a lot of different types of meditation. The mindfulness is the one I do personally, but there's a lot of different ones. And this kind of just allows you to focus on, it's the simplest thing. Meditation is the simplest thing you can do because you just focus on your breath. It's just the simplest, most default state for a human being. And it has so many benefits mentally, but also I think physically in your body. And it kind of helps you build that connection. So if you don't understand meditation, I'll explain it here briefly. However, I would recommend just watching my video. It's like a guided meditation video. It's only 5 minutes long. It can help kind of give you like an introduction to the mindfulness practice. And I'd also recommend reading the book, The Zen Mind. I can put it in the description. It's a book I'm reading right now. It's a really good book and it's helped me a lot with my meditation. But basically meditation, kind of to simplify it, you basically just got to sit down and just find a comfortable position. I recommend laying flat on the floor or just laying up against something like a chair or putting your pillow against the wall. Because obviously, ideally, you're going to want to just be able to sit alone, kind of like how the monks and stuff do. But when you're first starting out, it's very difficult to do. So you do want to be careful about that when you're starting out because you will start to feel a lot of pain. And you do want to just start out when you're comfortable. You don't want the pain to take away from your practice. But yeah, so that's kind of how you start out. And then after that, you basically just sit there. I recommend just putting on some mindfulness music, or you can do a guided meditation. But essentially, you basically just sit there and you just focus on your breath. Think about it, your nose is like a door. The breath's going in, the breath's going out. And just focus on the active breathing. Your chest is going to expand. You're going to feel the breath on your nostrils, everything like that. Just focus on your breathing, and then also focus on kind of your body to an extent. Focus on the connection between your butt and your back against the ground or the floor or whatever you're sitting on or sitting against. And you can kind of just monitor yourself. And when a thought comes up, because thoughts will happen, especially if you're new to meditation, a thought will come up. Instead of trying to, how we usually would, engage in the thought or think more about the thought, just observe it and just be like, okay, I just had a thought about so-and-so, and then just let it go. Don't try to suppress it or repress it or get angry at it and like that. Just let it go and just be like, okay, I had a thought. Boom, that's it. So that's kind of how you do meditation. I can make another video. I think I made a whole other video about it as well. But I recommend watching my video right here. Different one. This video right here is a good one. Then you see up here the changes in the brain. I'm not really sure what the source is for this one, so unfortunately probably will not be nowhere excited. But the changes in the brain post 15 minutes of mindfulness meditation, you can see a big difference. I don't know what this difference means. I'm not a MRI expert, but there you go. You can see some changes observed. I've definitely noticed reduced stress and anxiety for sure. I'm also just like a very chill person, but people will come up to me and be like, Miles, how are you so chill? How are you so nonchalant? I'm not even trying to be funny. Like I've generally got that before. And like, I think I just have a calm demeanor, but a lot of it, bro, is just really meditation and just being relaxing, and also kind of just reading books, I guess, too, that are about really just appreciating life and not getting annoyed by the little things in life. But I would just say meditation is just a great way because it helps you in every decision you make. If you're someone who meditates, you'll think through decisions a lot more, and you're going to become less impulsive. Reduce flight and fight response. Like, once again, you're not going to be as emotional or you're going to kick into panic mode as much. Improve focus and awareness, improve resilience, and much more. Yeah, like when I got into reading, honestly, it was very difficult, but because I was a big meditator, I think I did have an advantage. But meditation is seriously super important, and it'll help you also understand your body more, because when your body will like elicit signals almost. If something's going on that you don't like, or you're feeling upset about something, or you're feeling sad, your body will be the first way to tell you. You're feeling stressed, you're feeling tired, your body will tell you. And through meditation, you'll be really aware of your mind. So when your body's telling you, hey, I'm very tired, or hey, I feel lonely, or hey, I'm upset, or hey, I'm stressed out, you can really interpret these signals, and then you can, instead of just letting them rule you, you can actually think about them and think about the best option. Especially if you're going through like an addiction, whether that be like nicotine nowadays, weed, porn, whatever the addictions are, social media. Your body kind of builds up an impulse to those things, but if you can really focus on your mind, you can start to combat these type of addictions. I plan on making a whole video about addiction in the modern era, but these are some great ways to fight it. I don't think I have any more slides, but just to summarize, the 3 habits of success. Number 1, exercise. Very, very simple. Nothing that you've never heard before. Exercise is fantastic for your body. It's how you care and show love to your body. So definitely exercise. And yeah, taking care of your body is just so important. I remember a lot of my life I didn't love it, but once you really love your body and take care of your body, it's working out for vanity reasons is obviously good. You want to look good, you want to be attractive, but seriously, just do it for the love of your body. It's a big thing. Then you have reading, helps you build your mind, become smarter, help your mind become clear. So many good things. Recommend reading, and these are some books that I would recommend purchasing. And I actually included, I don't know about this meditation. I've never read this meditation. The one I read was the Penguin Books copy, and it was okay. But there's even simpler versions. But these three on here on the left side are like the exact edition. So if you can find a book with these exact covers, I definitely recommend reading them. I got this one at Books and Learn, and this book I got, it was a gift. And this book, I don't know where I got this book at, but they're very easy to get their hands on. Shout out Thrift Books as well. Thrift Books is a good way to buy books, or McKay's if you have a McKay's near you. We've got a Willow Brown as well. Then meditation, it's amazing. It'll help you build that connection. I can go on and on about how much I love meditation. It's beautiful. It's literally just our true and natural state. And read the book The Zen Mind as well. But yeah, I hope you all got something out of this video. I had a wonderful time filming it. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you.